Hey bosses, we've been talking all about how you can promote your social media on your website, but I want to take a look at what a modern website actually looks like because this is really important for promoting yourself online as an entrepreneur. So here are a couple of things to know when you're looking at a modern website. And the first is that you're going to have a very long homepage. And previously, we used to have those truncated first pages with just a little bit of information and a lot of tabs so people could click over and go to different places. But we live in a mobile-friendly society. You have to make sure that your website is mobile-friendly. And so the long scroll is actually something we've been trained to do by social media. Think about it. Instagram, what do? You scroll. Facebook, what do? You scroll. And so on a website, you need to be able to scroll and find the information that you need without clicking extra buttons. Because anytime you ask somebody to take an extra step, to lift another finger, to do a little bit of extra work, chances are you're going to lose some people because it's a barrier to entry. You do not want people to have to click around to different buttons to find different things. The majority of your content should be on your homepage and scrollable because the majority of people are coming to your website from their phones. So you have to anticipate that long scroll. Now, this does not mean you should put everything on your homepage. You definitely want built-out sections. So give the little highlight reel, the 10-second blurb, and then if people want to learn more, they can click on a button and go over there. But that gives them the important information as they're scrolling through it. Now, like I said, your website has to be mobile-friendly. It should not be something that people have to zoom in and out of to read. You need to make sure that it is scrollable and rearranges so that it looks nice on your phone. Being a mobile-friendly website is a surefire sign of being a modern contemporary website, and having to tweak and scroll and move things and rearrange words to see, that is a surefire sign of an old school website. And if they're seeing old school websites, they're probably not going to think that you are a company that they want to work with or a person that they want to work with because you're clearly living in the past. You have to make sure your website is mobile friendly. Now, you also want to make sure that you have your social media on your website in 3 different places. The top, the middle, and the bottom. Check out this video. We talked all about it where we were talking about how you can promote your social media on your website. But you got to make sure you have it in those 3 locations so that people can easily access you outside of your website as well. You want to make sure that you do not have too many tabs on your website because, again, that is a barrier to entry. We talked about that a little bit a minute ago, but the more people have to look for a tab, especially on a mobile website, it can be hard, it can be frustrating, and people are not going to take the time to do that. So you want to make sure you have as few tabs as possible, but you do want some built-out content. So you should have your contact information on your main page, but also a built-out version so people can click over to that particular tab. A biography should be just a little highlight reel on your homepage, but then they can click over to learn a little bit more about you if they want to. But keep your tabs way, way, way down. If it could go on your homepage without being distracting, put it on your homepage. You also want to make sure in a modern contemporary website that you are using layers and texture. Gone are templates, gone are blocks, gone are boring websites. You want to have textures. So you want to have things that are overlaid, words that are sideways and that go over other images. Squares here, over top of squares here. You want to make sure that you've got visual depth and layers and texture and really something that's going to get their attention within your website. Take a look at magazines. Take a look at really contemporary, modern, amazing websites. You want to learn from what they're doing. Layers, 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 and texture, sideways words, opacity, move your words so that they're kind of see-through. All sorts of things that you can do to add that visual aspect to it to bring it into the modern times. You also want to make sure that you have both fixed and scrolled images. So if you have scrolling images, if you have fixed images, that means some of them will move as people are doing things. But have you ever seen those websites where you're kind of scrolling through and all of a sudden an image looks like it's just stuck in the center of your phone or your desktop and other things are going above and below it? It's the coolest thing ever, and it gives that really contemporary, really modern look. It brings your website into the modern age and says this is someone who is investing into their business, who knows what they're doing, who is doing well and succeeding in what they're doing, and clearly they have a high-end website. So having that variation between the fixed and the scrolling images is really, really important because it shows that you are doing well enough to have a really cool website. And if this is really awesome for you, if you're liking this, type I love a modern website down below. I would love to hear from you. I'm not done with the tips yet, but if you have a website that maybe is stuck in the past a little bit, maybe you're using one of those template things, I actually have a little something for you because we are launching our brand new course, build a website without coding. So you're going to be able to create your very own website without knowing coding. It's drag and drop. It's so easy, and it's not a template. And you can create this really gorgeous contemporary looking website. I break down exactly how to do that, what you need to do, and you can do it with a program that is completely free to use. It's amazing. It's so easy to do, and I highly recommend it. So I'm going to drop the link for you guys down in the comments below. You can check that out. If you want to build out your own website without having to wait for a designer to update it for you, you can make it specific to your business. It's drag and drop, and it doesn't involve a hideous template. It's going to be awesome. Check it out. Websites without coding is so helpful. Now, we were talking all about those fixed and scrolled images. We do show you how to do that inside of the platform. It's one of my favorite features, but you also want to make sure that you are taking your website up a notch by using video backgrounds. That is a complete sign of a modern contemporary website, because back in the day, we didn't have the ability to do that. So now you'll go to websites and you will see a video background and you'll see words over top of it or pictures over top of it, but there's video in the background. It is so incredibly amazing and so high-end looking. You do not want to miss out on this. You can add video of yourself typing, of yourself being a photographer, of you making your candles, of you reading a book, whatever it happens to be for your industry, and you can put them in various sections within your website. Don't overwhelm it. Like two or three maybe. Don't go more than that on a page. But you have the ability to engage people because that visual content is something we're trained to do. Remember, video is king when it comes to the social media algorithms. We kick it out to all the people. So when they see video on your website, all of a sudden, you've taken yourself up to a higher level. You've positioned yourself as a luxury brand or a service or a product, whatever you happen to be. You are positioning yourself as an industry leader and as someone who is way more higher end, and it looks like you have the